friends, and welcome to Hello Friends, the unofficial Yo Gabba Gabba fan podcast. In this podcast, we will be celebrating the wonderful, colorful, and fantastic world of Yo Gabba Gabba. My name is Zach, and I'm one of your many hosts for this podcast, but I'm just one of many, as I said before, so why don't I introduce you to two of our other hosts who I have with me here today. One of them, I believe his name is G.I.O. Tell the listeners who you are, G.I.O.
Okay, my name is Gio, and I'm one of the co-hosts for Hello Friends podcast. I am excited to host this podcast since I love Yo Gabba Gabba as much as anyone else does. And yeah, I'm just excited to host the podcast. I'm really enthusiastic to host the podcast. So yeah, that's all I have.
You sound enthusiastic. I'll give you that.
He's really enthusiastic, yeah.
But what is this? Another voice? Tell the
Oh,
listeners who you
me.
are, other voice.
I am Star Yoshi, or Perry, or whatever you want to say. I don't care. I am one of the hosts, and I like cereal. Yeah, cereal.
Very nice to hear. I also, in fact, love cereal.
Who doesn't love
Me too,
cereal?
yeah.
So, welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're all very excited to be here. This is our first episode we're ever recording. We're recording this just so we can get into the swing of things, get things started, see if
That's
all
right.
of our tech works.
Mhm.
So, where
It's our
do we
little
begin?
little
Where
test,
do
yeah.
we begin? But with the backstory of how this podcast began, or how the idea came about.
Right.
It was actually
Oh,
me who
Yep.
came to you guys with this idea. I don't want to take all
That's
the
right.
credit.
That's
We
right,
were
yeah.
in a group chat. It was one of the
Yep.
other hosts who hopefully be here next episode. And you said, "Hey, I have this Yo Gabba Gabba podcast. Do you guys want to like host for it?" And we were like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah,
Sure
that is
indeed.
true.
Yeah, sure indeed.
Yeah.
True.
And
Yeah,
Gio,
true.
you
Yeah.
came about much later, though.
He did, yeah.
I asked to like control like the social medias for the podcast, and you said sir, and then I'm the host of the podcast now, so it's pretty exciting to host the podcast.
Yeah.
So
We've only made 2 posts as of the time of recording this, but you've done a fantastic job already.
That's right.
thanks, man. Yeah, thanks.
Oh, and I should also mention, because a lot of people aren't here right now, we have a bunch of other hosts that'll be joining us hopefully in future episodes, including, and if I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize, Mr. Glitch Boy, whoever that is.
You
He's
guys
cool,
don't
but he's
know.
probably asleep.
He's
Yeah.
a sleepyhead.
We also have the great Mackenzie Gibson, also known as Jakua. I hope I'm saying that right.
Jakua P. Jacuzzi
Yeah,
P.
Jakua P.
Yeah.
Jakua P.
It's like some,
She made the logo for the podcast actually.
She
That
did.
is true.
Yeah.
That is true. The logo that you were looking at this very moment, she made that logo.
She did. It's wonderful.
I also want to give a
Yeah.
shout out to Jastmania, who is an incredible artist who, if you're listening to this on YouTube, she made the background and style for the audio animation that you're listening and looking at right now.
Give it up for Jazz. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of the background of how this whole thing began.
Yeah, some hosts.
Yeah, what were your guys? I'm curious. What were your guys' thoughts when I came to you with this idea? Were you skeptical about it, or were you just really excited?
I was like, this guy is crazy. I'm in.
Yeah. I was like,
How about you, Jill?
well, I joined later into the podcast, so I was like, sure, why not? I love Yo Gabba Gabba. It's been part of my childhood for like ever, so I just like being here right now. So yeah, cool.
This is the first podcast experience I've ever had.
Yep.
Me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I've listened to a bunch of podcasts and I figured, okay, I know the format of how things go, but nope, there's a lot of pressure when you first hit that record button.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And for anyone who
was-
expects this, for anyone who expects this to be professional, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not very
We're not.
professional.
Yeah, we're not professionals here. We're trying to do our best to give you the full experience of this podcast. So, let's take it.
We work very hard.
Yeah.
Yep. So, what you can expect on this podcast, we have a lot of ideas that we can throw out and a lot of ideas that potentially you could throw out in the comments below. But we can discuss a lot of different things regarding Yo Gabba Gabba and its sister, uh, what do I call them?
Stuff like
Yeah,
sister projects,
sister
everything
project, yes.
like
Inc-
everything like Jacob's adjacent.
yeah, including but
Mhm.
not limited to the Aquabats, Goon Holler,
Goon
I'll go.
Holler, yeah,
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go 13 maybe
and
also. Yeah.
oh yeah, Go 13.
Ogre 13,
Yeah.
yes. Created by the great
Uh,
Parker Jacobs.
Horchata
Yep.
Records. I don't think that's still a thing anymore,
Yeah.
but
It's not that. It's been
they're
defunct
still
for like
people
years.
He's connected, so it counts.
for
Yep.
decades.
Yep. And yes, we will be discussing those things, and as the topics, we will be rating things, we will be
That's right.
discussing things, we'll be giving our
That's all right.
opinions, all that stuff. But the main
Yeah.
attraction to this podcast is we will be interviewing people who worked on said projects like Gabba, Aquabats, etc.
That's right.
Yeah. It's right.
We
Yeah.
already have a few people who have said yes. I don't want to say them right now, but
It's
let's
a
just say it's some
surprise. You
really
guys
good
have to
people.
Yeah,
you'll
surprise,
just have
man!
to wait and
Surprise, man!
see. It's a
Sneak
big
peek.
surprise.
Sneak.
We'll be teasing.
Yep.
We'll be
Sneak peek.
teasing
Well,
them.
You'll see it.
Yep. And it may be a while before we can start doing that because we're waiting for a certain announcement to be made. We won't go
That
into too
yeah.
much detail of what it is, but it'll be
you'll
worth a
Yep.
see it
while, and you'll
soon.
see what. Yeah, you'll see why we're waiting.
Due to some people's
Well,
contracts and all.
this is gonna be
So
a test episode to introduce everyone. Not everyone, but like free hosts. So
Yeah,
yeah.
so not everyone's here.
I got a thing right here. I only have like 4 subsections. I got the intro, introduce the host, inspiration, what to expect, sign off.
We did not
So
prepare for this.
This isn't gonna be very long.
I mean, we'll be more prepared when we have questions to ask.
That's right. We're gonna have some
Definitely,
scripts,
definitely.
some good stuff to talk about.
Scripts.
I
All
said
provided by me.
that's right. I've said that like 16 times already.
So, what are your guys' like? What are you most excited to do on this podcast?
I'm most excited to talk to this one
Probably.
guest, but I can't say who.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited to like interview like the guests that worked on the show, so I can talk like where they came from, where they are now. So I'm super excited to do the podcast. So
Now, I'm gonna have a signature question for every guest. I'm gonna ask them what their favorite cereal is.
sorry
Not a bad question.
about cereal. Sorry about
You know
cereal.
what?
Basically, you swab
You
cereal.
know
Yep.
what? That'll be our signature. That's what we'll do after we introduce the guest. Every time you're gonna ask that question.
I'm gonna, yeah.
Well, depending on
Before
whether
we-
you're here or not.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll probably be there.
How many people do
Yeah.
you think have stopped listening to this nightmare?
About everyone. I say everyone.
About 1 million, maybe 100.
Whoever was watching at the start is gone now.
Yep.
Definitely, definitely gone. Yeah. We're lunatics. Who wants to?
We're so crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, baby.
We're quay. Yeah. We're quay.
Yeah.
And that will just about bring us to the end of it, unless you guys have anything else you want to add.
No. I'm just excited to do this podcast, and I hope to.
Yeah, we're
do
excited.
more episodes. We're excited. Yeah, that's all I have.
Well, Gio Perry, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for introducing this podcast with me, and I'm looking forward to many episodes from now.
Oh yeah, me too. Okay.
Yeah.
We had a great time today. Thanks so
We
much for
did?
listening. Yes, we did.
See, Mike.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We did. Thank you so much for listening, friends. Boys, shall we say the magic words together to end off this episode?
Yes, we shall.
Yeah.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.